It is.
Is it true that you failed to provide test results to probation in the month of February, shortly after you began probation?
Yes.
I think the exact date listed is February 25th. You did not provide any results at that point, right?
Correct.
Is it also true that you failed to submit to rehabilitative services with CMH as ordered by probation?
Yes.
Furthermore, is it true that you were ordered to obtain and maintain employment, but that you failed to provide proof of that employment to probation?
Yes. Yes.
Indeed, that covers all the violations.
Okay, any questions from the prosecution?
Nothing from the people you're on.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. The recommendation is to terminate the probation status and to impose jail time. It says, per previous probation officer, the defendant has made 0 attempts to keep in contact with the officer and has taken no accountability for this case. Mr. Raleigh, you can address the court.
Your Honor, Mr. Lee admittedly, by his own account, failed to complete virtually any of the requirements of his probation that were ordered in February 2022. However, after speaking with him, I believe he has undergone a lot of changes in the last 2 years. He tells me that he really was in a different place, lived physically for more than a year, removed himself from the people and other influences that have been part of his sort of addictive tendencies. He tells me that he is now clean and sober, has been for some time. He's found a trade in welding that he has excelled at. He recently was married, I think just a month ago. Really, his life is on a different and better track, and he tells me that he is ready to engage in probation now if he's given the opportunity. Certainly, I think either way, he has a much brighter future than might have been apparent last time he was in this court in February 2022. Really a bright future ahead of him.
Mr. Lee, where are you working?
I just recently had a job at ABC Liquor, but I got offered a job at Airlift Suspension Company where my brother and sister both work currently. It's a better job. It gets me kind of away from the alcohol scene too. But I've been working there
How long were you working at ABC Liquor?
for about 2 months, ma'am.
Oh, so you were working at ABC Liquor while you were trying to recover from
I was a heroin
use of
user.
alcohol?
Yes, ma'am. I used heroin for a long time, and I've never been a drinker. I was more of a stalker, but that's more or less why my brother and sister offered me a different job at a suspension company to kind of get away from that. And I was out of state for the majority of the time. I worked in the coal mines in Alabama for about a year and developed a trade, got away from the scene up here because I got a long history. I'm not gonna lie, I do. And it was nice. I got away from all of that, came back, recentered. I just married my beautiful wife in October, and I'm in a better mental state, a physical state. I don't have any cases going on besides this one currently. I have a few tickets that I received, but in terms, I'm in a better place now than I was 2 years ago. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Why didn't you turn yourself in on this warrant?
So I was getting married and there was a lot of readjusting coming back from Alabama where I was at. Being away from my family, trying to kind of recenter and rebond those relationships I've had that I've ruined in the past. I remember I got pulled over in June and they advised me to turn myself in for this situation. I had a wedding coming up. We just got custody of our stepdaughter. So there was a lot of transitional things happening during the summer. And so I've been, and all of that's set in stone. We got our kid, she's going to school here in Lansing. My wife's at home with me. I'm sober.
Why didn't you turn yourself in on the warrant?
I have no excuse not to turn myself in. I just was trying to take care of my family matters.
Well, taking care of your
No
family
excuse.
matters to mean you don't have any pending warrants, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
How's a husband and father walk around or drive around and live his life with warrants and dodging police? How does that
Yes,
work?
ma'am. Very unnerving.
And had you turned yourself in, you probably wouldn't be sitting there until this hearing. You had to sit here because we had to track you down.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't make people sit who turn themselves in. We don't remand you and to sit to your hearing when you turn yourself in to take care of your business because you're showing
Understand.
yourself to be responsible. You did not do that, nor did you show yourself to be responsible when you're on a term of probation for operating while impaired. You didn't even bother to contact your probation officer. You left the state, which you know you weren't supposed to do that without approval of the court. But that's a whole nother issue. And congratulations that you're married, and I'm happy to hear that you determined yourself to be clean and sober. But we don't know that because we've not seen a single test from you. We've not seen
Yes, ma'am.
any evidence that you've completed rehabilitative services, which was ordered. We've not seen any evidence that you're employed, which was ordered. And so
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that putting you or making you sit in jail is going to help you. But if I can't get you to comply with my orders, I'm happy to let you sit in jail.
I will get out and prove that I have stable employment, stable situation living, and I will put forth the effort because I'm in a different mental place than I was 2 years ago, absolutely. And I understand that I don't have any evidence that shows that, and the court shouldn't believe me by word, but I would like another chance to be able to prove that this is what I want, and my wife and my kid are the most important thing to me.
What's your address?
5709 Bear Creek, one word, Drive, Lansing, Michigan, 48917.
Oh, that's the same address that you've always had. Okay, so your address
My
never
parents' house.
changed.
My parents' house, yes, ma'am.
Oh, you live with your parents?
I do, yes, ma'am.
Okay. With your wife as well?
My wife and daughter are there as well, yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your phone number?
517-604-0588.
I'm going to continue your probation. I'm going to extend it 6 months. Your probation would have expired back in February, but you didn't do anything. And so
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
going to follow all of my previous orders, which is for you to follow or to continue your treatment at community mental health and follow all the recommendations and provide evidence of that to your probation officer. You also need to continue and provide proof of your outpatient substance abuse programming. Your new probation officer is Ms. Bayless, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to submit to random preliminary breath testing and their urinalysis testing, and you're going to provide evidence and pay the cost of that, okay?
Ma'am.
And then you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. And you need to provide evidence that you're employed, and you need to start paying your fines and costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have
Thank
any
you.
questions about your probation?
Do I report as soon as I get out? I go and see my probation officer?
Yeah, you're going to report within 24 hours of your release.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. McCollum's present. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jabril McCollum. File number 22-01756. Council appearance.
Dirk Roberts on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. McCollum, did you request the court appointed counsel? You did. He doesn't have an attorney today?
Yet to receive.
Who was your last public defender?
she contacted me the same day of court, so I don't even know her name. She contacted me the same day of court. That's why I came in a little early thinking I was going to talk to a public defender.
We do have two public defenders here, but they don't appear to know what's going on with your case.
I don't know that we completed an application for this new violation. I don't see the record of the system.
Okay, but you spoke with a public defender the same day as this incident?
No, man, no.
You said your public defender contacted you the day of the,
No, when the last public defender, for the last violation, she had contacted me in the same day of court.
oh, okay, so you haven't been in contact today, got it. So you were arraigned, I remember. You appeared in person for the arraignment, is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so maybe a public defender was not present. So you can step out and do a intake with one of the public defenders, okay?
Okay,
You can have a seat until they're available.
okay.
Evan Mitchell. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Evan Mitchell, file number 22-02861.
Jeff Brodowitz on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Evan Mitchell.
Okay, Mr. Mitchell, today was the date that we set this for a hearing on a probation violation. And it sounds like there are additional violations. You were arraigned on the violation for a positive test from cognitive consultants on September 21st. And then the other violation was a positive test from cognitive consultant on September 15th. And then I have here from cognitive consultant that you have been suspended due to lack of attendance. Do we have a hearing?
No, we are not having a hearing, Your Honor. The only discovery that I received, however, was in regard to the positive test on September 15th for THC and cocaine.
Okay, there was. You got the 15th, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you didn't get anything for the 21st?
No.
Okay, there was another violation for the 21st. We can have his probation officer come up and provide you further information if you like.
Is it the same thing, positive test?
This one's a positive test for THC with a result of 176 nanogram per milliliter.
Yeah.
You can just send that over.
Yeah.
I think we can stipulate to that, Your Honor, if it makes sense to me that we can still be positive for THC.
Right, but it should be noted that the THC levels allegedly went up, didn't go down.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. He admits he was using it at that time.
Okay, okay, not, okay, just wanted to make sure that was clear if he was going to plea that he used once. That wouldn't make sense that it went up, but well, if he's going to enter a plea, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yeah.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And you understand your right to a contested hearing?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And you understand that you have the right to require the prosecution and the probation department to put forth evidence today to establish whether or not you violated the terms of your probation.
Yes, I do, Your
You
Honor.
want to waive your contested hearing today?
No,
You do not want to waive it? You want to have a hearing?
I get confused with this every time.
Okay, do you want to have a hearing or no?
No,
You don't want to fight it? You want to plead guilty to the violations?
yeah,
Anybody threatening you to get you to plead guilty?
no,
Anybody promising you anything if you plead guilty?
no,
Okay. As to the violation that you tested positive on September 21st, 2023 for THC with a result of 176 nanograms per milliliter at Cognitive Consultants. How do you plead?
guilty,
As to the violation that you tested positive at Cognitive Consultants on September 15th for THC with a result of 132 nanograms and for cocaine with a result of 27,560 nanograms. How do you plead?
guilty.
Factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Mitchell, on or about September, well, were you sentenced to probation in case number 22-02861 FY?
Was I sentenced to probation?
Were you
Yeah,
sentenced to probation? Yes.
yes, I
And
was.
as a condition of your probation, were you ordered to participate in random alcohol and drug testing?
Yeah,
Okay. And do you dispute or deny that on September 15th, 2023, you tested positive for THC and cocaine?
no,
Do you dispute or deny that on September 21st, you again tested positive for THC?
no.
No further questions.
Any questions, Mr. Bartlett?
Nothing from people, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. According to the recommendation of Ms. Duhosky, your probation officer, your overall attitude is fair, but progress is poor. It says defendant has not re-enrolled in counseling since his last violation in July and was first, this is September 15th was your first test since your violation in July, and you are showing no positive moving forward. Then this morning, I get notification that you were suspended from Cognitive Consultants. Mr. Lee, you can address the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Mitchell has been struggling with bipolar disorder. There are times when he especially struggles with the depression side of the illness. It was during this time that he reports that he participated in and used marijuana. We know that he used cocaine on at least one occasion. He does report now, though, that he has turned the corner, that his meds are regulated, that he's much more stable, that he has not been using drugs or self-medicating at all. He did report that he's been doing some
Sobriety classes. I'm doing sobriety classes with Heather Schneider every Tuesday at 5:30, at 5 or
Ms.
5:30.
Heather Schneider.
She's a sobriety coach, a sobriety class I take on Zoom. That's why I enrolled in when she said re-enroll again, I enrolled with, I think her name is Heather Schneider. That's at 5 o'clock on Tuesdays.
Where did you find her information?
I found her information from Cognitive Consultant.
Okay, so you were referred to Heather Schneider through Cognitive Consultants?
Yes,
Okay, did you provide evidence to your probation officer that you were enrolled in counseling?
no, I told her that last time I talked to her on Wednesday, the 11th of this month.
Okay, but you gotta provide her evidence, otherwise it didn't happen. We don't see the evidence, we don't know that you did it.
Well, she told me to call her when I had it. She told me to call her and tell her when I got re-enrolled, and I did, and I told her that.
Okay, you mean Heather told you to do that?
Heather Duhowski, yeah.
Okay, and so you've been suspended, it says, from Cognitive Consultants though. Failure to appear and lack of attendance. This client has 2 weeks to resolve this matter before unsuccessful discharge.
Oh, I
Charge.
did resolve it.
It says you failed to call and failed to appear for drug tests.
Yes, because my number was suspended and I just now got a hold of them last week and they reinstated my phone number. I mean, they reinstated my code, that 163359 that I put in.
Oh, they did?
They just reinstated it on Friday.
Let's see if we can get Ms. Duhowski up here at this point to verify some of this information. You can have a seat.
Right here.
No, sit back there.
Is Sean's email up?
Is your email up?
Yes.
Can you email Ms. Duhowski and ask her to either step on Zoom or come upstairs? Okay, and then. Anybody else? Are you waiting for court?
No.
Okay.
We're down.
Okay, thank you.
Recently, for the 18th, that one.
18, thank you. I think it's the same file, though, right? It's just she just got a new one.
Yeah, she looks like she needs to rearrange.
Sounds good.
I met both as in PDA.
Yeah, she's an interesting one. What to deal with that? Okay, I don't think I have anybody else in here that's waiting. I think we're just waiting for McCollum and Mitchell. Raleigh, were you waiting for somebody?
I have two people.
I can come back up. Ms. McCollum's, you've done his intake, he's all set. Okay, Ms. McCollum, we're resetting your matter for hearing on the December 18th at 1:30. Okay? And that's in person at the court. We'll get you the notice and you're all set for today. Okay, and back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Evan Mitchell. Ms. Tuhosky is now present. I inquired of Ms. Tuhosky as to the notice that I received that Mr. Mitchell had been suspended from counseling at cognitive consultants, it says due to lack of attendance.
That's correct, Your Honor. I haven't heard of or received any notice differently regarding the counseling services. I did receive an email regarding the drops that he did attempt to come in over the holiday timeframe. However, I was not in the office to authorize a reopening for the drops, but it only concerned the drops, not the counseling classes. I actually never, suspended them. They cognitive consultants did due to just him not showing up every time.
That's what it says here, failed to call and failed to appear for drug testing. So these are two separate notices that I have here that you were suspended. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do. And also, I got a notification here that says that I'm in classes with Jennifer Schroeder Parker Tuesdays at 5:30.
I don't know who that is.
I haven't
It's on my
received
phone.
anything. He might have re-enrolled on his own for the counseling,
I've
but
been
I
doing
haven't.
this since Tuesday, 11/7.
You've been enrolled in classes with whom?
Sobriety with
What happened to the other person's name you gave me?
Jennifer Schroeder Parker is her name.
Okay, but that's not the name you gave me previously.
I thought it was Schneider.
Oh, Snyder, Schroeder, okay. And you said you've been doing this since when?
Since 11/7.
Okay, so since November 7th, you was enrolled in this. Why would they suspend you on the 13th for lack of attendance?
I have no idea.
Okay, I know you've been enrolled. Did you appear?
Yes,
Okay, and what did, you said you cognitive consultants was the organization that sent you to Ms. Schroeder?
yes.
Okay, and the other question I think I had a concern about was. Those were the only two. The other two was, he pled guilty to the both violations. Okay. You can address the court before I sentence him.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. I believe that, as Mr. Mitchell has said, he takes this quite seriously, wants to participate. It sounds like there's been some poor communication. And perhaps, Mr. Mitchell needs to work a little bit on how to communicate with his probation officer to let her know the things that he has done. I've advised him, and he has told me that he will be consistent with random testing is necessary for him to be able to demonstrate to the court that that was a period of time and not a continuing issue. I advised him, and he has told me that he wants to participate in counseling, that he believes it's been doing him good. So if perhaps the court would consider reinstating Mr. Mitchell to probation with some sort of a review hearing, so that he will have an opportunity to provide the proofs for the claims that he has made here today, and can work with this probation officer to effectuate some sort of a successful probation.
Where are you working, sir?
I'm not working anywhere right now. I'm looking for a job right now. I'm on disability. I'm on SSDI.
You're not scheduled to be discharged from probation until March of 2024. I'm going to extend your probation 3 months.
Okay.
On top of that, I'm going to sentence you to intensive outpatient met. You need to complete a 12-step meeting 3 times per week. You need to provide evidence of those things to your probation officer, okay?
Okay,
You need to also provide evidence immediately that you have re-enrolled and been participating in your counseling as you indicated to the court. If I don't get proof, meaning Ms. Duhosky, if she doesn't get proof by the end of this week, she's gonna submit another violation for you. Do you understand that?
yeah,
You also need to provide evidence that you re-enrolled in your testing and that you're continuing to test as ordered. Do you understand that?
yes, Your Honor.
And this is the second time we've gone through some of this stuff, isn't it?
It is, Your Honor.
And so what will happen if I have to go through it with you again?
Unfortunately, jail time is,
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't have to babysit you. You're an adult, okay?
right,
If you don't want to do probation and you don't want to do what is required so that you can live a clean, sober life, who am I to babysit you and try to force you to do it? Just go to jail, do your time, and we can all move on. Okay, but it's up to you. If you want to make a difference in your life and in your health, because if you're dealing with the things that Mr. Lee is indicating to the court, I can guarantee you it's not doing you any good using cocaine and marijuana while you're suffering from a mental health imbalance. Do you understand that?
yes, I do.
It's not gonna balance you. It's gonna exacerbate things, make things worse. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
We don't wanna make things worse. We want them to be better. You're on the proper physician prescribed medication now?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have any questions?
no,
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor, nothing for the defense.
Thank you, Ms. Yasi.
You're welcome.